Hello to everyone out there, and welcome to another episode of Patrick's Movie Reviews. This is episode number 2, and with it being the Christmas season, I said, you know what? I might as well do some Christmas movies, and why not start with a movie that I've never seen before? And I'm going to admit to you, this is the first time I've watched this movie all the way through. Now, if you follow me on Facebook, you know last year I tried to watch this movie, and it didn't go well. And I don't want you to think I'm going to hate this film by saying that. It just, maybe I just watched it when I wasn't in the right mood or whatnot. But it is what it is, and I actually sat down this week and fully, completely watched 2013's Elf with Will Ferrell. Now, a couple things you should know before we get into this. First off, I am not a Will Ferrell fan. And I admit that up right off the bat. But just like I said in my review of Cats, just because I'm not a fan of somebody, in Cats in particular, it was Rebel Wilson, doesn't mean I can't appreciate something they do if I find it enjoyable. Like Rebel Wilson, I said I thought was one of the best parts of Cats. And, well, do I think the same thing about Elf? We're going to find out here on Patrick's Movie Reviews. If you are enjoying the show, you can actually subscribe to the podcast over on Anchor right now, and it's on a couple other sites. If you like the show enough, I will be creating a website for it, so let me know in the comments if you want me to create a separate website where we can put all the reviews and all the places you can subscribe to it and all of that good stuff over there on the website. But right now, let's talk about this movie known as Elf. Now, this is a cult classic. It truly is. I mean, you see it everywhere at Christmas time. This is a movie that a lot of people even use on their favorite movie list. That's how popular this movie is. And just how popular is it? Well, IMDb score has it at 7.0 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes at 85%. There's a little bit more disparity in the ratings here on those two sites than there was for Cats. Cats was at 27% and 20% for each of the sites. This one you're looking at a 70% on IMDb and an 85%. So there's a pretty big gap there in those two scores. So let me talk about what I liked about the film first. I thought the North Pole sets were incredibly fun. And I know this isn't a cop-out of, oh man, he's going to start nitpicking what he liked and then destroy the rest of it. That's not what's going to happen here. But I think I always like to start with some of the technical stuff because that's what I love. And anyone who knows me and knows how I watch movies, I love looking at the technical side of things. And I thought the stuff in the North Pole was really fun with the elves, the workshops, the cartoon quote unquote animals they had. I thought all of that was very much enjoyable, very funny. And I thought it went very well with the rest of the movie when they switched to the New York City stuff. It worked well, I thought. I thought the transitions worked very well. And that goes in big part to Jon Favreau, who was the director of this movie. Now, he is a pretty big director. You've known him. Iron Man 2, I think, are the two that you know him for. Jumanji, and the sequel to that, which I never can pronounce. He's also done some, he's one of those actors that you know who he is when you see him. That's how I like to put it. He's the ultimate character actor. Vince Vaughn's partner in Swingers. He is in a very, very good film called Chef, which I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. So Favreau is a pretty big Hollywood hitter, and I think he does a great job of directing here. And there's little things that I notice when I watch movies. In particular, I'll give you two examples where I thought were very, very, very well in the camera work, and those are the dinner table scenes with Mary Steenburgen, James Caan, and the kid, who I thought was good. I'm not a fan of kid actors. They have a tendency to really bog films down and take distraction away from films. I thought in this case the kid was very, very good, was just the right amount of them to make it, for lack of a better term, not be annoying. And I also thought the scene with Peter Dinklage was outstanding, the way it was shot. It made me feel like I was right there in the room while that was going on. And, that's hard to do on a film like this, on this comedy film like this. It's hard to get the person to feel like they're right there in the room with you. And I thought Jon Favreau did an excellent job of doing that, in particular those two scenes, but generally throughout the whole movie. And let's talk about Peter Dinklage. I mean, can that man do nothing wrong? I mean, every single thing I have seen him in, I find him absolutely hysterical or incredibly good as an actor. Game of Thrones, he's so good in. Even really bad movies like Pixels, with the Adam Sandler, Kevin James movie, he's good in. He's funny in, just because of he gets who he is, and he has no problem playing that type of character, which you see here in this film as well. Now, a couple things I thought were disappointments, let's put it that way. I'm a huge James Caan fan. He's one of my favorite actors. I absolutely love the show Las Vegas. It's a dumb, stupid show, and I get that. But there's other things he's in that I absolutely love. Obviously, The Godfather is something people are going to pick out. He's in a movie called The Gambler, which was remade a few years back with Mark Wahlberg. The original was much better if you have a chance to watch the original. So I love James Caan. I thought he was completely wasted here. I thought he was just the prototypical, no-depth James Caan type character. The gruff guy, he was just completely and totally wasted in this movie. And another person I thought that just wasn't needed at all in this film. I mean, the character you could have cut the whole character out and the movie would have moved on fine without it, was the Zooey Deschanel character. I just didn't think that character was needed at all. It added nothing to the film in any way, and I actually think this could have been a better movie without having to shoehorn a love story into the film. And just on a side note, how many department stores do you know that have showers where the employees can take a shower at? I mean, come on. I get it's a fantasy film and whatnot. That was just, to me, that was just added there too. Let's throw just as little bit of sex in as we possibly can to keep people's attention. And I thought that whole entire scene was just so not needed and so ridiculous to begin with. But all that leads up to one question. And see, the movie completely and totally hinges on this question. And that is, did I enjoy Will Ferrell in the role? Because that's what the entire movie is about, right? If you don't enjoy Will Ferrell in this role, then you're going to hate the movie. It's that simple. And like I said before, I'm not a Will Ferrell fan. I cannot name one thing he has been in that I have enjoyed outside of the Chad Smith drum off on, what was it, Letterman or whatever it was. I thought that was really funny. But outside of that, he was horrible on The Office. And I think with the 2 or 3 episodes of that, he was just very, very bad on that. And they're really, Anchorman, not my kind of movie. Don't enjoy it at all. And just because I said that, someone's going to suggest I review it. And like I said, I'll review anything you all want me to. So the question boils down to is, did I enjoy Will Ferrell in this movie? Because if you don't enjoy Will Ferrell in this movie you're going to absolutely hate this movie if you don't enjoy Will Ferrell. And here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not a Will Ferrell fan. I have not seen one thing I have enjoyed him watching him in up until now. Because I thought he was absolutely perfect in the mixture of that dumb comedy that he does with bringing the heartfelt joy of the Christmas season into the movie. And that is the perfect balance that he found in this film. I thought there were parts of the movie that were just eye-rollingly stupid. All right? And I get that's the kind of movie this is at some point in time. And that's the point of a movie like this. And I understand that. I'm not a fan of movies like this. However, it was just close enough to the edge of being that kind of stupid to make it enjoyable for me. And I know this is surprising a lot of you out there because a lot of you were going, oh my goodness, he's going to hate this film. Here's how I like to put it. It walked that edge of being just dumb enough for me to enjoy it without being an Adam Sandler movie. And I think a lot of you all know what I mean when I say that. Because Adam Sandler, there is no point in drawing the line because he's going to go over it no matter what. There's only one film that I've seen him in that I've enjoyed, and that is Reign Over Me, which I thought was just an outstanding performance from him and Don Cheadle. I have yet to see Hidden Gems, so I can't make an assessment of that until I see Hidden Gems. But right now, that's really the only movie that I enjoy that I've seen Sandler in is Reign Over Me, but it's not a comedy. See, and Will Ferrell in this movie is just dumb enough to not make me hate him. And I know that sounds like a backhanded compliment, and that's not what I mean for it to be, because I really enjoyed him in this character. I thought there was just this childlike innocence that he has, right? That we sometimes lose sight of when it comes to the Christmas season. Now, yes, I am a Christian. I make no bones about that. My other show, as most of you know, is called A Guy and His Bible. I have 200 and some episodes of that done and shot. But here's the thing. I can still enjoy the Christmas season outside of what the real reason for the season is, which is our Savior's birth. And I can still enjoy movies that have this feel of the season to it. And I'm going to talk about a couple of them probably in the next couple of weeks as we get closer to Christmas and I review some of my favorite Christmas movies. Would I put this list on one of my favorite this film on my favorite Christmas movies list? Probably not. Would I watch it again? Absolutely, I would watch it again. All right? And that's something I don't do a whole lot is watch movies again and again, unless it's really, really high on my favorites list. The thing is that this is a movie that you have to take in small doses. You know, I watched it in one sitting, which I would highly suggest doing. I wouldn't suggest breaking it up. But I probably won't watch it again this year. It'll probably won't be till next year when I watch it again. Because he's just enjoyable enough without going too far. However, still not quite my kind of movie. So what is it in the final? What do I lay it out? Now, if you remember, I gave Cats a 4.5 out of 10. This film, I think Ferrell and, I forgot to mention one other thing, Ed Asner as Santa Claus. You could not have found a better casting choice than that. He is so good in this. So good in that small part he has as Santa Claus. Those two parts alone, Will Ferrell and Ed Asner alone, make this a 7.5 out of 10 for me. I truly believe that. What brings it down? Well, the absolute unnecessariness of Zooey Deschanel's character and the complete blandness and complete lack of any depth of James Caan's character. So I would certainly add it to your Christmas movie list. If you haven't already done so, add it to your viewing list. And, you know, great film. This is the other thing I would like to point out is this is a great movie for kids because I personally didn't pick up any cussing. Maybe I missed something here and there. I'm normally pretty sensitive to things like that, and normally it jumps out at me pretty good. I didn't pick up any in this movie. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. Was there any cussing? Let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't think there was. So, once again, 7.5 out of 10, my review of Elf. If you would like to see a full-blown website for the reviews, let me know. And also, let me know any movies you would like for me to review. I will try to get to them if they're available on the streaming services that I belong to. And those streaming services now do not include Peacock. The reason is because, and just to give you a heads up, I'm an Apple guy. I'm an Apple fanboy. I went away for Samsung for a little bit, came back to Apple, and I just got a new Apple TV, but I did not get the newest model because I don't have a 4K TV. I have a 720p TV. Yes, I know you can feel bad for me now here. And guess what? Peacock does not work on anything but the newest generation of Apple TVs. So I had to get rid of Peacock. But I do have Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon, HBO. So if you find something on any of those that you want me to hear my review of, let me know, and I will certainly do it. Until next time, everybody, this has been Patrick with Patrick's Movies Reviews. Have a great, great day.